Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another 7-4 video. Today, as the title says, we're going to be watching 7-4 push to 3k medals with insane expo gameplay. Currently, he's using 3.0 with the Knight, as you can see there. I think recently, actually, the Berserker got nerfed. Berserker can be better, but sometimes it's just better to stay with a tank with more health. The Berserker does die really fast. But yeah, first game here, he's going to be going against Derry, who's running this Goblinstein minion horde. Goblinstein is just everywhere with the E-barbs, of course. This meta has just been very insane. This guy has the cannon cart as well, so a very difficult matchup off for the first game. Mortar, Goblinstein, cannon cart, pretty brutal. We see an E-spirit for that mortar to tank, and then the archers off to the side to kill the cannon cart. And hopefully the archers did not stay alive, so he has to go skeletons, but the opponent with the nice mother witch, and this is a little rough situation. Has to get the knight down for the pigs, and it should take care of the mother witch and stall for the mortar, and then a log just to cycle away. And now we see the Evo minion horde, but fireball comes down, taking out completely a goblin gang to stop the E-spirit, and nice skellies there, perfect timed to take it all out. And the opponent giving a good luck, actually running the cannoneer tower as well. I think this deck does run the cannoneer, which is surprising because cannoneer is low-key making a comeback in the meta, because it was pretty dead for a while, similar to the Daggers Duchess, but been seeing a little more often. Now we see an expo opposite after the cannon cart in the back. Goblinstein, of course, but a Tesla Evo Archers here, because a Tesla is going to stop the Goblinstein from actually reaching the expo, and the ability won't hit it. Now a nice knight to block the cannon cart, keeping the Evo Archer alive, and we see a Mother Witch on top of the expo. Unfortunately, Evo Archer doesn't target the Mother Witch, but now an expo opposite plus an Evo Tesla. Immediately Goblinstein just gets down, but he goes opposite here to pressure at the same time, and it will pretty much take most of the expo. Now a goblin gang, a log chipping one goblin, if only got more, but expo not going to get any single damage. Again, I doubt he's going to get any sort of connection, forcing out the Evo mortar on defense, which is very nice. We see skellies here to make sure that it does not hit the expo, and now the knight in front for the cannon cart with the archers as well. And Mother Witch comes down, log, and then oh my god, expo is going to connect into the tower. Goblin gang plus barbell fireball to take most of it out, and we're going to see a very nice connection there, putting him in a comfortable lead. Now he just needs to keep that lead for as long as he can, because triple is going to get very difficult to defend. We see the Evo minion horde plus the mortar. We're going to see E-spirit here, but it dies from the Mother Witch, and now this is getting a little scary. The minions on top of the tower. Fireball comes down from the opponent, trying to get that mortar to lock on, but the knight comes down really quick, and he's still in a nice damage lead. You're going to see archers here sniping the cannon cart. Kind of does, but I think it was a little too far. Loglow hitting that cannon cart and the mortar that just got placed. Skelly's here to tank. A nice knight in front to block for that Mother Witch. The Tesla to snipe as well. And we're going to see archers E-spirit for the rest of this minion horde. And now a Goblinstein setting up in the back. Knight comes down to make sure this mortar does not get any sort of hit. We see a nice defensive Evo Tesla in the middle here. Fireball on top of that, but misses the cannon cart. Evo mortar is going to be coming in on the left as well. Log comes down on everything. Evo Tesla doing some good work, sniping that Mother Witch. Skelly's there for the cannon cart. Now the Evo minion horde is looking very scary. The E-spirit actually chaining onto it, which is nice. Archers low, the skellies for that cannon cart. Log as well. That Evo mortar still being tanked for, which is nice. We cannot let this Goblinstein get onto the tower, so a Tesla comes down. And probably going to see a fireball on this Mother Witch and the Goblinstein. Yes, E-spirit perfect for that minion horde. And that Evo mortar doesn't get a hit. Minion horde going to get a bit of damage, but it won't be enough. The knight comes down for the cannon cart, and that is going to be an insane win. Very nice defense from 7-4, and that is a clean first game of the video. All right, and let's get into the next game. Okay, guys, we are in our next game going against YT Arian CR, and he does run this Mega Knight, yeah, Evo Eye Drag. I think it's like freeze battle ram type deck. It's very interesting, but I only really see it on top ladder. We see a battle ram off a rip. Doesn't look like he has the Tesla cycle, so decides to go with the log. E-Spirit's gonna chain it as well, and we will see a knight for these barbarians. A zap comes down, nice zap, because it's gonna keep that Inferno Dragon alive, and it's gonna get a bit of damage. Archer's forced out as well. That's very unfortunate there, but he is running the Daggers Duchess, so it will only like even out the tower damage. Bomber as well here in the back, and we're gonna see the mini Pekka as well. So yeah, it's interesting, but it is a meta deck, and a nice fireball, perfectly timed to hitting the battle ram right away, getting that fireball value, because he was certainly down an elixir. Barbarian does get a hit, but this is, I think it is a good matchup. They don't really have anything for your archers or your expo. You just got to get a good sequence going. Of course, no evil Mega Knight. Just got to make sure you don't get caught off guard with the Evo Inferno Dragon or the kind of battle ram freeze combo. Other than that, if you did defend perfectly here, nice E-Spirit log, freeze comes down, but this expo still alive and healthy. The skeletons to tank at least one shot, but a good zap once again. Expo's going to get a little bit of damage, which is good. And now we are hitting into double elixir right away here. So yeah, see, no healing is freeze and a zap. Archers split in the back here. We're going to see a Mother Witch, now Expo opposite immediately. He's going to get the Mega Knight down right away, of course. We're probably going to see a Knight for that Mega Knight, and then a nice Tesla log, and then E-Spirit possibly to chain. It doesn't, and I think if it did, Expo would have actually gotten a bit of damage. So Arian actually defending pretty good here, not letting these Expos get too much damage. And another Expo trying to timing him, but he looks like he has a really bad cycle and has to go with the Evo Inferno Dragon and then the freeze. But a good Evo Tesla here to keep that Expo alive a little longer and getting a bunch of damage. Now taking the damage lead as well. Evo Archer split. We're going to see another Expo because that Mega Knight is in the back on the left side. Expo is going to connect. Evo Battle Ram in the back. Now this is looking a little scary. Can he take the tower? But we probably will see a zap or freeze very soon to reset this Expo. Log comes down. This tower is going down, and what is he doing? Just lets the Expo take out the entire tower, and that's going to be a nice win. Let's get into the next game. Alright, guys, we are in our next game, and 7-4 going against SK Morton. He's actually qualified for the CRL finals, so it should be a good game. SK Morton looks like he's playing some Rascal's bait, probably. This deck kind of died after the Ghost got nerfed and the Wall Breakers. A lot of the cards in the deck did get nerfed because it was pretty popular during that. It became popular during the 20 win challenge, and now it's kind of died down since. This I think is going to be a pretty good matchup, but oh no, he's running Goblin Sign with it, so actually not gonna be as easy as it seems. The Knight comes down as well, and it's gonna kill that. Oh, the Expo is still getting targeted by the ability, unfortunately, so that ability will kill the Expo. Expo gets one tick onto the tower. I mean, we'll take it, right? So yeah, I guess you can just kind of merge Goblin Sign with any deck because of how broken it's become, but I think the emergency balance changes are did nerf the Goblin. The Goblinstein damage. We're going to see a Bush plus Wall Breakers, Tesla just to defend all of it there, and that is going to be pretty good. Oh, so he's got the Barbarians, Elite Barbarians as well, Evo. Well, I mean, that's really not surprising, to be honest. They're also getting nerfed, which is very nice, but it's just funny how you can just merge the Goblinstein and Evo Elite Barbarians into any deck and kind of make it work. So We're going to see a nice knight in front here taking care of that Evo Ghost, and we have a pretty good push here, getting that Tesla, the Expo here on the in the middle there, so both archers could kind of help out. And we see a log on top of that. Evo Tesla going to be a lot of pulses, and Expo nearly connects, but he gets the Evo Elite Barbarians down, and now this is just going to kind of shred through everything. So going to set up another Expo here on the right hand side, get the Tesla down immediately. That Evo Tesla got so much value, pops the ability, but it's not going to be enough, and that Expo is going to target almost onto the tower. Roll goes just hits Skellies for the wall breakers, and it looks like he has to get Dark Goblin, but I think he's cooked here. Expo is going to connect for a bunch of damage. Now we see an Expo on the left side. This is a perfect sequence here from 7-4. Expo is going to connect, has to get the Goblinstein down. Tesla comes down for the Goblinstein. Again, remember, the ability cannot hit the Expo when the Tesla is there. Archers right away here. E-Spirit log then as well. No reset from Morton, and it looks like he's going to give up, and that is going to be a very clean win from 7-4, beating a CRL contender. Alright guys, we are in our next game. Shiv Kirk going against Marpa. I've not heard of this guy, so we're going to see what he's playing, and he has the Ice Wizard. Ice Wizard makes me think it is going to be Splash Yard. Now we see a nice Expo here on the left right away here. And it's going to connect Lumber Loon out from Marpa, so it actually probably is going to be Pekka Freeze, I think, because I think that's, since he has an Ice Wizard, that's the only deck I can think of. So this is going to be a very good matchup. I think only a couple players play this deck every season, and yeah, we see the Pekka in the back since 7-4 doesn't have his Expo cycle, but he will decide to pressure opposite by going with a Knight. Minions come out from Marpa, and yeah, that's going to be annoying. Minions are pretty good against the Expo. You can kind of take damage, but get a solid, 3 elixir, positive elixir trade. And 7-4 decides to let this baby dragon lock into the tower, get the archers down, and keep that Tesla alive, sacking a bit of damage to get even more damage. Kind of call this a sack and attack thing. And Marpa obviously down on elixir, has to get the Ice Wiz, and probably will get like a lumberjack for this Expo. But the Knight comes down, Balloon comes down as well, and this tower is going to go. We can get a Tesla here as well, and the tower is going to be on 64 health, and Marpa giving the laughing face because he knows it's just over, and there's nothing he can do. He's going to NATO the King Tower, and it looks like he might be giving up. So that is going to be a very nice win from 7-4. Let's just cut to the next game, not waste any time. I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, guys, we are in our next game. We have Shift Curve going against Evil Archer Simp. We see Wallbreaker's Ice Spear immediately off the rip. He's going to have to take that one Wallbreaker hit. Did not have probably Tesla and Cycle, and we are going to be facing another bait deck. Decides to go with the log on the Princess right away. And is he running a log bait? Probably going to be log bait, like hyper bait type deck. We're going to see a barrel plus Skarmy, everything in the bridge, a nice Knight ability plus a Fireball there. And he's probably going to have to let another one of these wall breakers connect. Yeah, I think he was a little worried he was going to go Ice Spirit. So 7-4 just decided to go E-Spirit and tank a bit of damage. Has the Hero Valkyrie as well, and the last card is probably going to be Cannon. So this is, I think this used to be a good matchup. I think it still is a good matchup. It's just a lot more difficult with the Hero Valk, since the Hero Valk can kind of just shred through everything and pretty much full counter an Expo. So yeah, it's going to be a little rough, but we're going to see an Expo here. No Valken cycle. The cannon comes down, but a nice Knight there. The Tesla sniping the Ice Spear, bad Ice Spear from the opponent. Now we see a Skarmy. Log comes down immediately for that Skarmy and the wall breakers, but the E-Spear to catch, and the Expo is going to connect right away. Perfect sequence there from 7-4 archers to snipe the Dark Goblin and keep the Expo alive a little bit longer, and that is going to be a perfect start before hitting a double of elixir. This deck is actually tough in single, so the fact that he could get a nice sequence like that and take a good damage lead is pretty solid, because once you get to double and triple, the matchup just becomes easier for Expo, because he doesn't have a spell, right? So he can only really pressure. So as long as you keep those archers well, and maybe even defensive expo if you can. Now we see a barrel and no log and cycle, so he just decides to go skellies for that barrel, taking a bit of damage. Doesn't really matter that much. We see another wall breaker's Ice Spirit push, so decides to go with the log on that, not going to take that damage. And now the Evo Skarmy, a nice fireball there, doesn't want to risk anything, and now the Valk ability comes down, heading to the tower, but finally ends up dying, and a knight for the barrel on the right, log for the fake barrel on the left, and the rest of that Evo Skarmy. And that's going to be a nice defense. The archers to make sure that princess dies. And yeah, we're going to see now just complete spam pressure here from the opponent. Hits the skellies, and it's going to go to the tower and get a swing. So that's what I mean with the Hero Valkyrie. It can just kind of break through anything, but a really nice Evo Tesla. And we might even see an Expo with this Evo Tesla. Yeah, going to start pressuring and try and get some sequence going with an Expo kind of right and then left. The Hero Valkyrie on the left side, so that Evo Tesla doesn't get any value. But now we see the Evo Archers just going to kill that Hero Valk as soon as possible. The Knight getting hit on the cannon. Now we see a low Skarmy, but the E-Spirit is going to chain onto all of that. And now we're going to get an Expo on the left-hand side. The Hero Valk has to go with the Expo on the right, but this left Expo doing so well. Gonna see a Knight in front, and Evo Archer Sim looking low on Elixir, but the Evo Skarmy might bail him out. But the Fireball comes down, hitting that Skarmy, but a good timed wall breakers. The Expo is going to get a little bit of damage, actually a good amount of damage. Now we're going to see the log and then archers for the princess. And yeah, I don't think there's any way, but you still have to be very careful no matter what, because they can kind of just come out or come back like crazy with one Evo barrel, Evo Skarmy type push. We see the log and the Knight ability, perfect defense there. That's why the Knight, I think the Knight ability is just slightly a bit better than the Berserker ability because of the defensive value you can get with the Knight ability. We see a mistimed log, so or maybe trying to go get a log for the princess at the bridge, but now with the princess Hero Valk immediately, and a good fireball hitting the one of the wall breakers there. But knowing he was going to place something in front, the Knight going to take out the rest of that princess. Now the Evo Skarmy comes down, but doesn't get it down in time, and log just to take it out immediately. We see Dark Goblin Ice Spirit spamming everything at the bridge. Evo Tesla comes down, Knight in front for the princess on the left. Very well timed log again for the Skarmy. Now we're going to see an Expo just pressure these last 20 seconds, so there's no way he can come back. But Evo Barrel comes down, going to have to fireball one side, E-Spirit the other. Expo going almost connected to the tower, but we're going to see a log. Dark Goblin comes down, archers to protect maybe a princess. That is going to get a small connection, and that is going to be a very nice win from 7-4, getting to 2,900, and I think he's going to be probably like top 100 in the world here. 78, and let's get into the next game. Alright guys, we are in our next game going against a Sofian. So Sofian, known as one of the best 3.0 RG players. So this is going to be a very good matchup to see and watch. The Hero Bar Barrel at the bridge, Skellies and then log for the ability there. Gonna just see a fireball early on the Fisherman. Very interesting. Now we see the pressure of the RG. Gonna see a Tesla plus archers right away. Does Sofian decide to go for a fireball on either one of them? No, just lets it go, and probably gonna try and get back to an RG as early as possible. We see the ghost to plus the skeletons, but we're probably gonna see a Knight low there for all of that, and that's gonna be a nice defense there. Actually letting the tower target the Fisherman to make sure it dies, and now Sofian gonna have to respond to this Knight. Just decides to go with the Barbell, doesn't get it down in time, so has to get the E-Spirit. And yeah, so Shiv Kirk is gonna be okay here, gets the Tesla in the center, and he's not down that much. Got good value with his Knight, but we see a fireball here anyway, and it's not like he can really punish it, but maybe he can. No, he can't really fireball back because he went with the Tesla. So he's probably, yeah, he's just going to split archers here, and just going to have to let it go. The only way, actually decides to go with an offensive Expo here. Bait out the Evo RG, and yeah, as long as he doesn't get that Evo RG on offense, it's going to be pretty chill. A log for the Bar Barrel there, doesn't get the ability off. Skellies as well, and this Knight plus Archer E-Spirit is going to take out the rest of this RG. Very nice there. And now having to respond to this is Sofian. Just goes with the Evo Ghost. Probably going to have to see Evo Tesla here. Yeah, he only had Evo Tesla. Going to see either Skellies or E-Spirit. Oh, has to get the Knight down as well last second. Maybe didn't have it down. And now Sofian going to take a Fireball there, which, of course, he can. Just spending the 7 Elixir on a 3 Elixir Ghost is not fun. Trying to hit the Fisherman there is 7-4, but doesn't get it down in time. Now the Hunter in the back from Sofian. So this is pretty much going to be a spell cycle race. Cannot let a single Archie connect into the tower, vice versa for Sofian. Of course, it's easier to stop the Expos than it is for RG to get a connection. The RG can easily slip through versus Expo is not getting anything anytime soon. But now with the Expo, RG not cycled just yet. Sofian cycling back and going to get that Evo RG ASAP. Now the Tesla just to DPS this RG as much as you can. Probably going to see archers very soon on top of this RG. Maybe a Knight first, and then actually just going to go Knight Skellies there. It's tank for the Fisherman's. Knight going to actually take everything out. And very nice log hitting those skeletons. Getting a log on those Fisherman's, whether it's in the same lane or not, is very important. Just to take out those Fishermen's. If they stack Fishermen's, it can get a little scary. Now we see the Fireball right away there. Sofian gonna start stacking some of his cards on the right side. The Evo Ghost for that one Archer, and gonna get a RG on the right lane, plus that Barbara in the center. But a nice Evo Archers. The Tesla gonna take everything out. Perfectly timed log as well. Evo Tesla staying alive, and then gonna take out that Hunter and the Fisherman. Now in the lead is 7-4 by a couple of logs, maybe 2 logs, I think, or 1. That's why log cycling is very important. But as long as you're up damage and you consistently go with those fireballs. Now see RG in the back, perfectly timed with a fireball. So 7-4 going to go with a defensive Expo here, and actually keeping it in fireball range. Maybe try to bait out a fireball. Another RG here on the left side. And this is just absurd. The defensive Expo actually going to be targeting that RG, which is nice. Going to see an early fireball plus log. Going to not use that Tesla for the RG on the right. Going to try and just tank some damage for the RG on the left as well. 2 shots is going to be okay. And yeah, he's going to be still in the damage lead. Just stacking archers as well. Now another Tesla defensive Expo comes down. Evo Ghost has to deal with the Knight. 2 RGs, 1 lane. This is terrifying. Decides to go log fireball ASAP. Has to get back to another Tesla. Going to go Evo Archers. Fireball comes down. Waiting. Now goes with the Tesla on the right hand side. A log comes down as well. And that is going to be an insane defense. The Royal Ghost going to be stopped by the Knight. Another RG coming down. But he is in the damage lead. Has to get the Expo here. Tank as much damage as he can. Fireball comes down, so and Fireball is going to have to come down. The Skelly stopped with the E-Spirit, and that is going to be an insane win from 7-4 against one of the best RG players. What a game, what a win, and let's get into the next one. Okay, guys, in our next game, we have 7-4 going against Alpha QQ, and of course, Drill Rocket player. Everyone knows he means Drill. I think this is not a good matchup, but I think 7-4 is like probably one of the best Expo players against Drill. He always finds a way to win against any Drill matchup, whether it's a Drill Rocket or Drill Poison. Berserker, of course, Alpha QQ is going to be using the broken Berserker until it gets nerfed to the ground. So we're just going to see a Knight on top of that Berserker, of course, rocketing the Expos. And yeah, Alpha QQ got a few drills on the tower. I'm like probably 40 seconds late when I joined in, but we see a Bomber plus Fire Spear for that Knight. And yeah, heading into double elixir very soon, 30 seconds. And do we see an Expo here? Maybe just decides to go with a Fireball, but we're going to see a Drill here, and a nice Tesla there. The Archer on the left actually gets a hit. That's really important. I think any sort of damage is very important against this matchup, because it can be difficult to get a lock. But yeah, so we're going to see a Fireball on top of that Berserker early on, trying to stay somewhat close in damage, and then the Skelly's there for that Berserker. Now we see another crazy push Berserker drill here. Log comes down, and then the Knight gonna have to get Skellies. The Berserker ability staying alive, gonna start tanking for that Goblin, and Goblin gets 2 hits on the tower, which is very unfortunate. But that's what's beneficial about the Berserker. It not only does it deal so much DPS, but it stays alive for so much longer than it would have. So it can tank for graveyard drills, anything. Getting a Knight in front for that boss. But we're gonna see a drill Evo snowball, and that Goblin coming down. Get one more hit now. 7-4. The Spear down somehow so much damage. Getting a Knight tower. A Bomber to predict. Hog Rider coming down. This is a little terrifying because he does have it. Freeze. He's probably gonna go freeze very soon because he's not trying to let him freeze value, but he does able to kind of stay with him with the damage and the oh my god, wait, I thought it was over here. Now gonna go saves this tower. Freeze zap does not nearly rock enough. Gonna get a bit of damage. So I guess this game isn't over. Of course, you want to keep fireball and kind of gonna get to get value. A Knight here immediately pressure for the boss man, an early ability from Ram and a good and just gonna get a Tesla getting that Goblin hit. Unfortunately, it's really annoying. Gonna get a minion horde. Just fireballs everything. Nice fireball. Hog comes down there. Does it slick? Interesting Evo Tesla placement. Now we're gonna see an Expo offensive here and then fireball. Evo Tesla just pressuring anything in rocket. And could be a possible way to defend, trying to get alive, catch him off guard, but gets the boss bennett down. Berserker now ability, but probably if you can get that Berserker to run around, freeze as well, but that's kind of a lot of damage. You're gonna decide to go with an Expo as soon as it gets on Tesla and front, just gonna start. That's when it gets scary. Gets that Knight as well. Zap comes down log on top of the drill. Get a nice connection. Just log it off. Probably gonna see an offensive Expo gonna go in on the right. Of course, that's what against Rocket. You're actually able to go same lane. Gonna have to get the Rocket. Can't hit the tower. Hold on, Minion Horde gonna go E Spirit. Expo's gonna connect to the tower. Freeze comes down, and now Rambo get damage. Emoting, but the Knight ability. Expo's gonna connect. Zap comes down. Is that gonna be enough damage? I'm gonna go with the Fireball here, and no, it's not. Log comes down, and I don't even know if he took damage. Finally, the cannon coming down from Alpha QQ, but we're going to see another Expo Fireball because, of course, baiting out the Rocket Bomber as well, and he's going to stay in the damage lead. This Tesla placement he's using very often. I might actually start using this because he's baiting out. It can snipe drills in front and also help out with the stuff at the bridge. Now the Expo perfectly timed with the Rocket. Knight at the bridge, opposite lane here. Going to start forcing out Elixir on the other side. The Tesla again DPSing him as much, and this is a very good sequence. Now Expo here on the left side pressuring as much as he can. Berserker ability here from Alpha QQ trying to keep this alive is 7-4. The Bomber comes down. Expo on the right is going to connect and nearly get as much damage. We're going to see a Fireball here, and this is getting very, very close. The Knight going to try and DPS another Expo to pressure as much as he can. Has to get the Fireball down. Has to get this Expo to connect. Rocket comes down, but Expo connects on the right side. Fireball comes down as well, and that's going to be enough damage to take the win right away. Notice the pressure at the end. No, he had to continue pressuring or else he would have lost. That is going to be a very nice win, and I will see you guys in the next game. Alright guys, we are in the next game. I did miss the first minute and a bit against Chris Top 17, who's running this very interesting balloon freeze deck with the Berserker Knight, Baby Dragon, Evil Bomber. But I think this does look like a good matchup. Pretty easy to get maybe some sort of connection. Level 15 E-Spirit, which is pretty funny and impressive. But now we're going to see an Expo opposite. Expo one lane, a Knight other, just trying to pressure and force out as much as Elixir as he can. Expo does get a connection. The Knight on the right side is going to get 2 hits probably because of this Cannoneer tower, and we're going to see a freeze here to get this Baby Dragon maybe onto the tower and get a little more damage. We're going to have to see 7-4 come back down 2,000 damage, so we're going to see how he's able to do it against this. I would say pretty good matchup though. Of course, NATO is going to be the last card, so a lot of his cards are pretty useless against the Expo. So he's going to set up with a defensive Expo here to maybe try and get something to go in offensive. Balloon in the back here from Chris, which is pretty funny to see, but I don't know what else he would do. The Baby Dragon, Evil Baby Dragon, to push the balloon, and then it's going to speed it up very soon. So we see an Evo Tesla here. But now the Berserker ability, but this balloon's is going to go towards the defensive Expo. So we see an offensive Expo actually connecting onto the tower, and the Evil Archers come down, and this is going to be so much damage before the Knight and Balloon can finally take it out. And now 7-4 is in the damage lead, just coming back just like that. Going to see another offensive Expo with these Evo Archers. Baby Dragon plus the Berserker has to come down. Evo Archers going to take out most of this Berserker, but ability might be seen. No, doesn't get it down. The Knight is gonna die, but E-Spirit plus Bomber comes down here from Chris. Balloon is gonna take out the rest of this Expo, not after getting one hit, which is always funny to see. I don't know if you guys have seen like Expo players throwing like 40 elixir at the bridge just to get one Expo hit on the tower. It kind of looked like that, but seeing archers here, same lane, plus the Expo right away, Archer's gonna take out the most of this baby dragon, but the freeze comes down, plus the berserker, and then the bomber as well. But we see a fireball gets the ability off though, so this Expo is just going to be cooked. That's one thing about the berserker ability, is just very unfortunate if they get that ability off while you're about to take it out, but it just gets so much value. Now the baby dragon balloon here right away, trying to speedy balloon his way to the tower, but a nice knight to block the baby dragon, and then Tesla to take out the balloon. Now we're going to see Skelly's into that bomb. I don't know if he meant to do that, but we see an evil bomber plus NATO kind of trick, but a good Evo Tesla there to take out the bomber. And gonna see an Expo here forcing the balloon to the other lane, because the freeze comes out from Chris, and I don't think he saw that one coming, but the bomber comes down, and that's gonna take out the Expo. But that Expo was not to get damage, it was to pull the balloon, which was very well played. Now we're going to see another Expo here just continuing to pressure as much as he can. The knight comes down, the Tesla here on the left, and the balloon has to come down, but the bomber blocked by the knight. Expo nearly going to connect. Going to see the berserker with 15 seconds left to go. I don't know if Chris can get some sort of damage more than he can, and the Skelly does get a hit as well. Gonna have to try and get this balloon through as much as he can, but the fireball comes down, missing the balloon. Probably just gonna see a Tesla to pull anyway. I don't even think he has to, and that is going to be a very nice win from 7-4 once again. Very good comeback, and let's get into the next game. Alright guys, we are in our next and final game, and 7-4 is going to be going against Claymore, who runs Drill Poison. So we just faced Drill Rocket, now it's Drill Poison. So this should be another interesting game. I have a feeling he can win this as well. I mean, he's really good against Drill. So we see an Expo here, and there's the Poison plus the cannon on top of the Expo. Expo is going to die, and Claymore just gets a free poison on the tower. So this is really based on switching your lanes with your Expo, like left and right, always making sure to go in on the side that is higher HP, and just fireballing as much as you can. We're going to see the Hero Berserker, so it seems like Hero Berserker has been replaced over the Hero Knight. It is a lot better, it makes your cycle faster, ability is really strong, it makes sense. And he does have Evo Snowball, Evo Drill, which is really hard to defend. This is definitely a harder matchup than the Rocket for sure. Now we see another Expo, and it is going to be in the higher HP lane, but we have the Knight plus Evo Archer going in. So he's going to be forced to spend his Berserker, and then Evo Snowball on defense as well, Skelly's as well, and he actually could get a small Expo connection on the right hand side, which we do see. So as much as I said you don't want to be going in the same lane, he did have a really good sequence there, and you kind of knew he was going to get maybe a small Expo lock and even out the tower damage. Now we see a Drill and another Expo here on the left hand side, plus at the Knight in front. He's going to pop the Berserker ability. We're going to see Skelly's on that Drill. Berserker ability plus the cannon should take that out entirely. He did have to go Snowball as well. And yeah, so that Drill did get one Goblin Stab, unfortunately. He's just going to continue pressuring. Evo Drill coming down, get that Knight in front. Probably going to log this Drill. You always want to log the first Drill and then kind of go Skelly's E-Spear on the other, or even Knight if you have to. But a very good sequence there on the left-hand side. Poison doesn't do enough, and we do see another Expo connection. Now he's going to go in on the right. Notice how he's just swapping lanes every time. He's going to split his archers in the middle and then get the Knight in front of the left archer. Always applying pressure on both lanes. Now we're setting up a Tesla. Evo Archer is going to connect into the tower. Expo small connection, and now he can go Expo with this Tesla. Perfect situation. You're going to get the Skellies behind for a possible Drill. As much as he's down damage, he is in a really good spot right now. Claymore just stuck on defense, gonna have to go poison, and he's literally doing the same play again. Split archers in the middle, get that knight in front, force out elixir on the right, so then you can possibly get a connection on the left. Expo almost connecting, does get a couple shots onto the tower, and now almost in the damage lead. He's gonna go with the Expo Evo Tesla for that cannon. Snowball doesn't do anything, and now this is another perfect situation, forcing out always forcing out elixir. Gonna split, probably get a knight in front of the archer. Nah, he goes E-Spirit this time. Gonna get the skills behind and get another Expo here, and this is a really good pressure from 7-4. Berserker comes down, doesn't have a lot of HP. The Tesla, both Expos are going to connect onto the tower, doesn't get the drill down in time, and Claymore is going to give up, throw the snowball on the king, throw the white flag, and that is going to be game. Wow, what a win once again. And make sure, if you guys did enjoy, like and sub, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.